Hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to another Wooden Wednesday, where I shall be continuing what I started last week over on the first of the Wooden Wednesdays. I now realise that this is the control towery bit, so yeah, probably another at least one, maybe two episodes of doing that before we get to actually build the little plane and the helicopter thing. So yeah, we're here for another month. Lockdown is probably for another month as well. So we'll see how it goes. If lockdown obviously finishes, then I'll be doing it in an evening on a Wednesday rather than lunchtime. But yes, as ever, of course, I'm Chris. This is the Gross Models channel. Look, it says it there. This isn't Warhamster, but this is the mat that I do the Warhamster on. So it's the one that's set up for live streaming. I'll have a look through the chat, and then we'll get into everything and see how everybody is. Eric's about, saying, good morning, I'm here physically. Dad's also around, as is Lewis, although Lewis isn't anymore. He's had to go off and drive, but he's still sort of around, but he's relaying messages through Nat. So we'll see how that works. We also have Raging Bassist about. He's playing Animal Crossing at the moment. I don't know about at the moment. He might well be. I don't know. But Nat is obviously here as well. Pascal is around. Right, there we go. It's just jumped. Pascal's about. He was here earlier, but then he had to go and do some work, and then he's not about anymore. Ross is around. Jamie. Nat, as I say, Eric, Jamie, Nat, Jamie, Shane. And that's it. Alright, so that's everybody that's here, or at least everybody that I've seen in the chat. If you're watching and aren't watching and joining in the chat, then you need to get here and join in as well. We have Skullfish. I haven't set up the button for Skullfish yet, so I have to... Skullfish. Welcome, Skullfish. I'll get a button set. I meant to do it earlier, but I forgot. Right, this is part of the model aviator, which this bit is obviously this bit. It looks a lot like that, so I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. So that gives you an idea as to the scale of the whole thing. That's obviously a normal sized person's hand. So yeah, it's going to be quite big. I'm going to need to move the camera out next week, I should think, if I'm going to be building more. Yeah, if that's just that bit that I've done, then yeah, there's at least another month worth of this to come. So yes. Right. Don't ever do that again, Chris, says Eric. What? I wasn't... sorry. Right. I assume, apart from that bit, the audio is all okay for everybody, and yeah, I had to turn the volume up because it seemed to be very quiet, but I don't know. Anyway, if you want to watch the video that this, look, it's there. You can use a QR reader, scan that. It might work, and that will show you the brief video as to what it is. Other than that, I shall continue building. There was a letter from the designers, but we looked at anyway. I don't know why I've still got that there. Yes, basically, while we're in lockdown, if you're watching this not live, if you're watching this repeated at some point in the future, today is the 15th of April 2020, and the UK has just done 3 weeks of not quite lockdown, but sort of stay at home if you can, don't go out unless you need to for food and medicine sort of thing. I don't know what they've actually called it, because it's not an official sort of lockdown in that police are roaming the streets barricading up your doors, but I quite like the American version is like a stay at home order, which is quite pleasant. It sounds sort of, it's like self-isolating, but not quite as serious. So yes, that's what's happening in the world today. The whole world is basically staying at home as much as possible. Some key workers are still having to go out to work. If you're in the medical profession, obviously, if you're in sort of deliveries or driving or that sort of thing, then you are allowed and indeed encouraged, and you've got no choice really. You have to go out and do the things. But if you're in a normal office job, you're working from home, assuming you are, audio and visuals are spot on, says Shane. Thank you very much. Yes, so if you're like me, my normal day-to-day job is retail, or retail-based, so I can't do that. The shop isn't open, I'm not there, I'm sitting here and doing this for fun and enjoyment, as well as eating too much and drinking too much and playing video games too much. I don't know about too much, just the right amount I think is the answer to that. But yes, so I've taken to doing this on a Wednesday. My Thursday evening stream that was going occasional has come back to every week, because people need this sort of entertainment and distraction. Yeah, distraction's better than entertainment. It's not really terribly entertaining. But yeah, that's what the state of the world is today. So if you're watching this a year in the future or whatever, then that's what this is all about. Because, say, the world is staying at home. So YouTube and the internet is getting a big workout, as is Netflix and Prime Video and things like that. So I have this to build. It will look like that at the end. And we'll see. Spot on is a bit of a stretch, Shane. What did Shane say? Oh, audio and videos are spot on. Yeah, well, it's as good as it gets. The American version of Lockdown. Yeah. Raging Basie says, sadly, I'm a chef and the garden centre is closed. Yes, therefore, so is my kitchen. Yes. Yeah, I mean, we're hoping that, I think tomorrow is the next announcement day when they say, yes, everything's going back to normal tomorrow. They're not going to say that. The word on the street is that on Thursday tomorrow they're going to say it's another 3 weeks, and then we'll look at it again, which was what was meant to happen yesterday or Monday or whatever, was 3 weeks from the original thing when they said we'll look at it in 3 weeks. So it's about 3 weeks. But obviously our Prime Minister Boris has had it. He's been in hospital, although he's back out again now. So yeah, things are very flexible at the moment. We're not sure exactly what's going on with the world and life and stuff. So yes, thank you all for watching my videos. If you're watching the ads at the beginning of the videos, then that will give me a little bit of income, because obviously with the shop being shut now, it's getting a bit tougher. But we're keeping going. This is what I've done so far. So we shall turn the page. It looks like we've got to build a thing that we're then going to slip into that. So I'll move that out of the way for now. I've got to rearrange things somewhat to figure out how everything goes together and works. And if I put that up there, then that's still sort of visible for you. And I can work a bit down here and on the page. And then come in and see. Dave was saying the ad was Chris Hadfield. They're not the same for everybody. I don't know how the ads on YouTube work. They seem to be not so much random, but based on your viewing preferences and things like that. But yeah, I'll take a Chris Hadfield advert by all means, not a problem. That's lovely. I would have watched that as well. That's one of the reasons I do now like to start these streams a little bit earlier, is to give you a chance, and hopefully you'll watch the video advert in its entirety, which gives me, I say, more of a sort of kickback from YouTube, if you like, rather than having to skip through. Because if you're sitting and watching the advert, then you're not missing any of the actual content because it hasn't started yet. So yeah, looks like I need these two. I'll turn it that way up because that's the way up it is in the picture, and that way the numbers are all the right way around. So yes, it gives you a chance to watch the adverts in their entirety, and that gives me a little bit of income through the YouTube thing. The other way you can help is with the Super Chat button down there. If you click that, then your message comes through with a noisy beepy thing. It flashes up on the screen, and you can donate towards me. There's also my Patreon page, where you can support me on an ongoing basis, or just for a month and then quit, which is there. There are several tiers available for your selection. Many of the people watching are already my lovely patrons, so thank you all very much for that. I'll push the button that lists them all. So yes, that's the business side of things done out the way. So we'll get on now with the the working of stuff. Dad says, that would explain why it's about the shuttle and space then. Yes, that's they know you too well, Dad. That's the problem. Right, I did have a tool. Where's my tool? This came as one of the pieces, which I think is helpful for pushing out of bits. Yeah, look, there you go, that works. So, what I'm doing is taking out, it's slightly out of focus because I've set the focus to be a little bit higher than this. The coloured ones are the bits that you'll be using in this page, this section, which is quite useful because it obviously gives you a chance to get out the bits you need before putting the large bits of wood completely out of the way. Now, the trouble is, because they're laser cut very well, so there are bits that are sort of coming loose throughout, like that big bit there. So keeping track of what's where. At some point I know I'm going to go for a bit and say it should be there, it's gone, someone's nicked it, but I'll figure it out as we go along. See, I need bits from that now. Look, I need these two labelled 29. And there's a bit up the top there. That one. I need that one as well. Okay, that's all of those. No, there's the other cross bit I've got. That one. Just like the other one that I've already got out. So, how are you all doing in your sort of semi-isolation, lockdown type world? Hopefully you're all doing okay. As I have mentioned before, I am here for you. If you need, if you're isolating alone or can't bear your family, that sort of thing, then I am around. You can always give me an email, which is on the bottom of the screen there. Look, chris@grossmodels.uk. Give me a shout. I'm sure we can arrange some time to pop in to have a little video FaceTime chat type thing. If you really need someone to talk to, I mean, obviously there's other people that you could talk to well before I get down to the bottom of the list. But yes, if you do need me, I am here. Come along, say hello. But most of the time, just joining in the chat is what it's all about. It's just, people are just here to carry on, and we'll keep going. Right, I've sorted out my extra bits. There are a couple of cocktail sticks that I need for this. This is a little piece of wax, which is useful for lubricating parts that need to slide or move against each other, and a little bit of sandpaper, because obviously some of these edges, just a couple where they've got basically little wooden nubs where they do hold together, you just need to tidy those up a little bit, especially on the moving ones. Ross is sat building a Warhammer Rhino. Sounds interesting. I've not done a Rhino myself, but it sounds fun. Basis wasn't great for the past few days. With his D&D being on hiatus, it's a bit of a blow when he's already down a bit. But I think I'm getting through the other side. You'll get through the other side. It's one of those times that, obviously, times are hard, times are tough. Everybody's using it in different ways. Some people are enjoying it because it's basically paid time off, although it's not exactly, going out down anywhere time. But a lot of people are taking it harder. But obviously, you know where I am. If you need to reach out, by all means, I'll probably even answer. But yeah, so times can be tough, but we'll get through it. And when we get to the other side of it and look back on it, that's what I'm waiting for. That's going to be the, do you remember April 2020? The month when nobody went to work. Or, sorry for all the people that are going to work, but yeah. When the entire world shut down for a month, basically. It's just unreal. It's very, very strange. But yeah, I say we're all here for each other. So if you need anything, give us a shout. Not that we can, pop round and give you a hug or anything, but we'll arrange some sort of meet up and mass hugging. Hopefully it'll all be better, and something like the model show at Telford at the end of the year in November. I'm pretty sure everything will be as close to normal as it gets for that. So we can always you know, I tend to go to that every year. We'll arrange some sort of meet up there, and we can reminisce on the time. You remember when we were sitting in our underwear, in our own private homes, obviously, not all together. But right, so we have 3 cocktail sticks that it says. I'm going to cut them in half. I'm not measuring. I'm just doing a rough sort of, yeah, that's about half sort of time. And then rolling them through so you can break them in half. Here we go. And they are being used somewhere. Let's start the actual buildy. Ross is on his 7th build of the lockdown and running out of paint. Places like emodels.co.uk are still around and trading, although they're very, very busy. So if you're putting an order with them, just sit back and wait for it to turn up. It'll be with you at some point. But yeah, they are still around, so you can still get stuff if you're running low on whatever. Although I do build for e-models, I'm not supported by them in any ways. They support me in kits and paint and stuff for their kits, but they don't follow me in any other way. They don't pay me off. Right, there we go. That's that. That goes on there. These are different. If you're building this along, you can see there's a little hole at the top there. There's a little ridge there, and not so much down there. Raging Basis says, "Do you remember the Australian forest fire?" Oh yeah, that wasn't even the worst thing of 2020. Absolutely, it is very strange. They say, "May you live in interesting times," but yeah, interesting times are very strange sometimes. Right, get those through there. Need any red, Ross says Dad, because Dad's got the stockpiles of Mephiston red for everything. If anyone ever needs any red paint, Dad's always got some. Lynn's around, early morning. I'm going back to bed for a bit. Hi Lynn. Happy morning to you. Right, I'm then going to cut off these. Once again, I'm not going to worry about cutting. I'm just going to edge around and then snap it off, and then we're going to sand them down anyway, so that's the least of your worries there. So I shall break those off. I'll keep those bits because we might well use those in a minute. It'll probably say use a new cocktail stick, and I'm going to end up with half of them extra. But you can always use cocktail sticks when you're model making. That one's broken off in the wrong place, but so yes, it's always worth keeping any extra bits that you might have for it. Let's sand these down. Uh, 2020, pack it in. You're being very silly, says Raging Bassist. Indeed, it's yeah. I mean, obviously, people's parents, grandparents, even themselves, lived through war years, and it's not comparing to that. I know it's not the same as, you know, the Blitz or anything like that, but it is. It's going to be a time that defines the generation, I think, because nothing like this has ever really happened before. Certainly not in living memory. But it's just very strange. Right, let's continue with the next part of that. I would expect we're building 2 of these, judging by the. Oh no, probably not the same. We've got a couple of bits that are the same but different. So that goes into there. It doesn't say about lubricating that, so I won't. Then they go onto that. Regiment Basis says, "Have you heard about the forest fire near Chernobyl?" No, I must admit, I've not been watching the news because it depresses me. But no, obviously I'm aware of Chernobyl, but I haven't heard of any forest fires around there. I mean, nobody. I say nobody lives there. People do live there, but not very many. And yeah, so it's obviously not a highly populated area. So that's probably a bad thing for forest fires, because people aren't there. They're not going to get to it to be able to put it out and do things. Nat's telling Dad that Lewis needs blue paint. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. He's not going to have any blue paint. Lewis says he gets lonely at 3 a.m. if you can set something up. I'm sure there's people that can talk to him. It won't be me, because I'll be fast asleep then. He's got you for that, hasn't he, Nat? That's all right. You're okay. But being a global community, I'm sure 3 a.m. here is going to be, normal awake time somewhere. So it's really early at the moment for America. So is that America, Australia place would be normal? 3 a.m. would be middle of the day. So if he really does get lonely, then I'm sure there's people that you can interact with. It's dangerously close to the power plant, apparently, this fire. That's not good. It wouldn't be much fun for Chernobyl to have another big incident. Doesn't look bad at the moment, says Jamie. That's good. Paul is here at Glue to the Sprue. He retracted something. I did see it, but I didn't quite understand it, so maybe he just didn't know what he was talking about. Let's hope it stays that way. Got tons of it because I never use it. It came in a conquest map. Oh, right, Dad has got blue. Just because he never uses it, that's why he's got so much of it. What happens when you wear loose pants in Ukraine? That's sort of what Paul said earlier. He said it now, but he's obviously going to have a... It does say lubricate that bit, probably just for putting it in, but I already put it in. They're not going to moving parts, so I don't need to worry about that. Right, that's what I've built so far. Then I need to go across to the next block. Somebody's at my door. They can't be at my door. We don't let strangers in. This time of thing, we don't let anybody in ever. I'm assuming it's a package. Because deliveries still happen. People still need things. I was looking for part 29. I've already found it though. There's 2 more on there. That's the other side of this. That's what I need off that. And another bit off of that one. That's off of there. Let's pop that out there. There we go. And I shall get those off of there. Get them out of that. That's all the bit I need off there, and that's all the bit I need off there. So it's just those few pieces. Next 3 bits. A little bit of sanding, as ever. You're top of his list to talk to. Really? I don't want to be the top of anyone's list. That's never a good thing. No, I showed. Yeah, when I say I'll be there for you, I don't mean all 24 hours a day. It's me, let me in, I want hugs, says Paul. Nope, definitely not. Tablet to keyboard is terrible, says Paul. Yeah, oh, right. He answered his own question about when you wear loose pants in Ukraine. He says, Chernobyl, Fallout. I do get it, but I'm not going to... No, we won't worry about that. Just carry on. Paul says, I walked all this way dressed as a greenhouse. Let me in, damn it. Yeah, it was in the news. I saw on Facebook, somebody in my local-ish area in Uxbridge has walked 7 miles for his grandson's birthday or something. In a greenhouse, one of these plastic greenhouse things. Yeah, people are crazy. It's like, when they say don't go out unless you have to, that's not having to. You can sort of see the way his brain was working in that, I haven't got one of these proper isolation suits. But I've got a greenhouse. I can wear that. That's the same, isn't it? No, it's not the same. Not even the slightest in the same. No. Right, so that's going all the way through there. Oh, that way. Right, okay. I had to do that before I put that on there. Should read the instructions. Instead of, chatting and talking to you lot, Read through the instructions first, and you'll find out that you don't want to put that on there yet. Right, I need to get that off of there, because this needs to go through there from the inside. Right, so I've got that off there. That needs to go through there, obviously up to the lip. So we'll get that in there, all the way along. That shows that I sanded these down properly, look, see? And then that goes on there that way round. Okay. That's better. That's better. Okay, so that goes on there like that. That's some sort of like a multi-directional joining cog thing. Feels like that should be lubricated, but we'll see. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be lovely. And then that descends into the whole main unit by the looks of it. Let's have a look, see if it gives us any more information. We'll finish this bit. That goes all the way through there. I assume it doesn't actually connect anywhere. It goes through. Right. Each of these, the top and the bottom of that, has got that little extra bit that we saw, the square. There you go, you can see that square there. And another one down there, look. Just like that. So that has got to go through those. So when that goes through there, that will obviously rotate. We'll get it through the second one as well, if we get it lined up just right. There we go. So that goes in there. I don't know how far down it goes, but when that rotates, it just rotates. So that's, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll make sense soon, no doubt. Right, let's have a quick look at this. This is where I'm going to be using bits that I've got left over. So let me get the 3 bits I need from that. Put this to one side again. Ugh. Right, what bits do I need? What trays do I need? It's not that one. It's probably not that one. It's one with big round bits on it. That's got a big round bit on it. Does that look like that? It does. It looks like this one. So I need that bit. Let's take that off of there. So this is going to have another loose bit, because I don't want the middle bit, but it's still got bits in there that I haven't used. So I'll put that back with there. Then we need the other big one that's got like a decorative bit in the middle. Looks like that one. Yes, so again we need that, but not all the chunk from inside it. So let's get all of these bits back out the way. Didn't need 2 bits from there. I need 2 bits from there. Not that one. I need one off of this bit, which is the one that came loose already. Does it look like that? No. Doesn't look anything like that. Looks like that one. Right. So the first week was easy because it was all stuff. This week is slightly more challenging because there's bits that I don't need. So I need that one on the outside, not any of this inside stuff. So I don't need that. I don't need that. I do need that, that, and just that, not these bits. So when I need these bits, it's going to be trickier because I'm going to be looking for it on here and say, oh, it's part of that. Oh, that's not there anymore. So these are just going to be basically loose in the box. Paul says, I want a KFC. Dad says, me too, and gravy. Yeah, KFC, I don't miss KFC. McDonald's, yes, I could do with a McDonald's at the moment. But they've all shut. Another one of those interesting times that we were talking about earlier. I say we, it's just me because I'm the only one here. Because this is just a me talking thing. Tomorrow is hopefully not just me. Tomorrow will be an evening with the gang where I open up my internet connection and invite other members of the Gross Gang to join me and my patrons. They can join me and talk to you. I'll have a Burger King, please, says Raging Basis. Yeah, Burger King will be good as well, right now as well. Soon it'll be over and we'll all be astounded. Like, what do you mean? You can go outside? You could walk into a shop and just walk in rather than have to queue up outside Tesco's. It's going to be very, very strange. Even the whole going back to work bit is going to seem a bit strange for most of us. If you're one of the people that are doing your working from home, how's that going? I know Paul is working from home at the moment. Apparently, he's not really watching me on the telly. He's working from home. He does occasionally work from home anyway, I'm aware. But obviously now he's stuck permanently working from home for the foreseeable. So if you're one of these people that didn't usually work from home, but all of a sudden find yourself working from home, how are you doing? Is it good? Is it worse? Is it better? Would you like to do it more once it goes back to normal? I'm interested. I'm not in a situation where working from home is an option, so, you know. Raging Basis says, it sounds like you're talking hearsay. Hearsay, even. Going out, back to work, dangerous talk. Yeah, it's one of those things that we'll know it's going to happen. We're going to go back to work at some point, but at the moment, it seems like it's a long way away. It seems like the work was a long time ago. I can't see. Oh, it's these inside bits. There we go. It feels like a long time since I've been to work. And equally, it's one of those strange... Some of me wants to go back to work, and it's like, you know, yes, get things back to normal, everything will all be fine, it'll be back to normal. But there's the other half of me saying that, wait a minute, back to normal? You mean going back to work and not being able to get up when you like and do what you like and live stream at midday? It's strange, it's difficult. It's going to happen, but when's it going to happen? And what's going to happen afterwards? And the world's never going to be quite the same again, is it? Apparently Dad was buffering then. I wasn't. Paul says it's lunchtime. I'm treating myself to heckling you. Uber is delivering stuff like KFC, says Skullfish. I don't know that they are around here. I thought they'd all shut. Right, so I've done that. I've got to cut these bits off. And then we've got to put them through the other holes and put the outer ring on. And then cut them off. So I can probably get away with using these again. Certainly some of the longer ones. I don't know about all of them. We'll see how the cutting goes. That's the trick. So let's get all of this cut around. No stabbity, you must notice. No danger with sharp objects, everybody. Especially if you're, you know, isolating and don't want to have to go to the hospital, because hospitals are busy enough with, you know, people that are actually ill rather than just people that are idiots. So be very careful doing stuff. Strauss says, "G'day all." G'day, Strauss. What time is it in Australia land at the moment? Because Lewis wants someone to talk to like 10 hours ago. Would that be you? What time was it 10 hours ago? Not that I'm trying to get out of doing it myself, but I'm not going to do it. So always cut away from you, says Strauss. Yeah, but no, but yeah, but that's I got much more control coming inwards. Strauss says it's 9:34 p.m. So 3 in 2.5. That'd be 10 midnight. So that's midday for you. 3 p.m. No, yes, 3 p.m. over here. It would be midnight. No, yes. Yes. So 3 AM will be midday. So that'd be ideal. There you go. Would have been 11 AM. Yeah, there we go. See? Candygram from Mongo's coming, saying hello. None of the big chains are delivering around here. No Mackey's, BK, KFC, Wagamama, Chiquitos, or other stuff. Yeah, there are still shops that are open. Like the smaller independent food places. I had one from my local chicken shop, Chicken Cottage or something it was called, which was fine. It's perfectly acceptable. It's not KFC, but it's still food. Right, I think I'm gonna need more cocktail sticks because there are more holes around this than the 6. I need 2 more, which is one more cocktail stick cut in half and then saved for the rest of it. Snap. So let's pop those through there. Domino's, yeah, Domino's is still open. Pizza shops seem to still be open for some reason. I don't know why they're different to chicken shops. But yeah, the big chain pizza shops, Domino's, Pizza Hut, are still open. I'm not sponsored by Domino's or Pizza Hut, although I am open to suggestions. If Mr. Domino's is watching and would like me to advertise them, then yes, send me pizzas and I shall talk about them. How's that? Does that work? Strauss finished my first chapter of my Dracula novel. Cool. I assume it's not for public consumption yet, but when it is, I know several people that would like to read. So by all means, forward it along to groups and stuff if you are doing that. If it's not, if it's going to be one that you're going to self-publish or anything, then obviously don't give it away for free, because that's not the way business works. Okay, I've put that together. That's nice and meaty now. I'm assuming it's just a structural thing to make it work properly. Judging by the number and size of the elastic bands provided in the kit, some of this is going to be quite substantial. Paul says, I'd be a great pizza spokesman. You're at least 20% pepperoni. Yeah, probably about 20%, maybe 25%. So yes, if Mr. Domino's or Mr. Hut is indeed watching, or if any of you know them, then just let them know that I'm open for offers. Right, there we go. That's those cut off. Let's get some filing done. Not that sort of filing. I'm not going to put them in alphabetical order or anything, but you have to excuse me if the screen wobbles while I'm doing this, but the camera is attached to this bench. My normal filming camera over at the other bench is not attached to the bench that I work at, but the setup is such that that's not an option on here. I have to be here, and that has to be there, so you get the occasional wobble. Candygram, skullfish, candygram. Right, that's that. Let's get rid of dust and dirt. Turn the page over. Ugh. That says about lubricating the teeth, which I shall do. And that says about lubricating the teeth, which I shall do. It's the same thing. What? Right. I obviously can't get into all of the teeth and do this, but we can get into most of it. And the lubricant will carry through as things go on. So, what have you all been doing? What's the we'll do the trifecta of live stream questions. You can answer any or all or none, But as ever, the questions on my live stream is what time is it and what you're watching on telly. So time and telly. The one from eModels is bench and belly. So what's your meal of the day and what you're working on. And Dad's one, because Dad's still around in the chat and I came up with it, so I'm going to use it as well. Where and weather. It sort of ties into the time one a little bit, but so where are you in the world? It doesn't have to be exact street address, obviously. Just your general sort of area or town or country or city or district or whatever. And what's the weather like there at the moment? So there you go. You have a trifecta of questions available for your entertainment purposes. Let's see. I shall answer all of them. Today, the food I am going to be creating is mainly sausage related. So we shall be having sausages tonight. That's a belly. Bench, well, you know what I'm doing. It's this wooden aviator thing. That's bench and belly. Time and telly is coming up 1:45 in the afternoon. I am currently watching still Smallville. I've got to season 6, I think, of Smallville at the moment. Been working my way through that, of the old Superman series. And where and weather. I'm near Heathrow Airport in London, UK, and it's sunny. It's not terribly warm out there, but it's not cold either. It's quite pleasant. So I shall be opening the window later. So there you go, all of you. Carry on with that. I'm going to have a quick drink, and then I shall get back and find out what we're doing with this bit. Right. Let's see. Raging Bases says 1240, critical roll D12, dice man, and a bacon butty. There we go. And Paul says, same time as you, watching you, the Nuts Planet Shield Maiden, probably leftover chili, a few miles from you, the same weather as you. So yes, Paul's fairly local to me. Skullfish says 12:40 lunchtime. Telly's not been on for 3 weeks. It's been bliss. Sunny spells, 9 degrees C, Clydebank. Okay, not had any telly on for 3 weeks and you enjoyed it. I think even in being in lockdown type, telly would be something that gets used more rather than less. Nat answering for Lewis says, Lewis, on the M1 somewhere, 12:41 PM. Sunny, no telly, listening to your stream via the Nat's phone. Okay, so he's actually, you're talking to him on the phone and you've got the stream playing in the background, so that's going through the phone to him. And he's talking to you, and anything he needs to say, you're typing in for him. That's very convoluted, but lovely. I like the means we have of bringing people together in these interesting times. Right, I'll put that to the side because there's lots of answers going to be coming in from this. Eric says 7:30 AM. Bob Ross painting on YouTube. He's been catching up on. Western Indiana, cold and cloudy. Deep dish sausage pizza. Working on a grain elevator kit. That sounds interesting. Strauss 9:40 PM. Meet Joe Black, 2 hours south of Sydney. Weather, nighttime, clear skies and warm. Paul's going to get back to the bus this evening. Wants to add more colour to the skin, but he knows he's going to screw it up. Yeah. Got it in one, Chris, isn't it? Yeah, that's an interesting way of doing it. But obviously he can't watch telly while watch a stream while he's driving, because that would just be bad and dangerous and not at all right. So I'm glad he's not doing that. Right. Let's have a look and see. I need some bits off of there. Now, I think that came off. I've got them elsewhere. They're all number 37. Actually, I've got some 37s here. They're off. Yeah, that's off of that. That's those. How many of them do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of them. All right, so let's pop that out there. Okay. So I've got that. What else do I need? I need a big bit. Doesn't look like that. It looks a bit like that, but it's not quite like that. Is it that one? Yes, it's that big out. So there's another bit that I'm going to have lots of the whole inside of this floating around loose that I can't find it next time. Right, Dad says Cheshire, Orc Stomper on bench still. Lovely and sunny and now on telly. Dad says now in belly. Skullfish, I'm currently installing a new camera mount onto my 3D printer for more funky time-lapse fun. Yes, I watched that. I obviously have done some 3D printing. Setting a camera up on it and time-lapsing is not something that I've actually gone into, but sounds and looks really interesting and intriguing when people are doing it. So I'm following along carefully, although I won't be taking part in it. Right, let's see if I can find the other bits. What have I got? I haven't got that one yet. Does that look like them? Yeah, there we go. Let's put that out there. So, how many of them do I need? They're slightly different set out to how this one is, although it's the same number. So we've got 3, 6, 12 of them. So 4, 8, 3 blocks of them. We'll do that. Angus says 9:43 PM, 1 hour south of Sydney. Various YouTube, including Festa's Part 1 e-models build, and had pepperoni pizza for dinner. Yeah, Festa's just put up his first part of his build of the ball tank for e-models, which is available now on the e-models channel. That looks interesting. So yes, I'll go and watch that. Not now, obviously. Watch this first, but after this, you can go and watch that. I shall be watching that later on as well. That's those, and the other 4 from the other side. Okay, so that's dead. I can get rid of that. It's nice to actually get rid of some bits. So I've got them. That was the only thing on that. I got that. I got those. I haven't got those yet. I need to find that. That's probably on one of these, isn't it? It's not that. So no, it's not in any of those. Rummage through the bits still on the trays that I've got here. And obviously I can't find it. Right, let's look again. Is that one? It's that one. And it was on that bit, which I haven't got there. Is that one? It is, it's that one. So there again, they're inside of that bit, which is here somewhere. Because I know I haven't thrown any of them away. Let me get all the loose bits out that I've got. That's all of those. Right, it's not those. They're different long pin things. Is it? That's the bit that goes inside of there. Oh, it's that one. That one. It's that bit. Yes, it is that. It's just had it around the wrong way. So it's 4 of those. Let's take that bit out there. Right. So I don't need any of the rest of this. Let's get those out of the way. Make sure I've got that, and those. That should be everything I need for this part. Right, let's have a look. Oh, nothing else happening in the chat. That's okay then. Gives me a chance to catch up. If you're watching and not joining in, then come and join in, because it's more fun if you do. If you're here and, you know, sitting quietly enjoying, then by all means stay quiet and enjoy. But if you do want to get in, just say hello in chat. I'm able to occasionally look at it, and I shall welcome you to the stream, and, you know, we'll all get along and join in together, because that's the way it works. Things like this are much more fun when you're all, you know, chatting. Because otherwise it's just me chatting, and that gets boring for all of us. Not just you, it gets boring for me as well, so, you know. Come along. There's 24 of you watching apparently, and probably about 10 of you in the chat. So the other 14 of you, if you've not said hello, just come along, say hello. They're all lovely people in the chat. There's a couple of people that have got spanners next to their name, and they're being mods. They're just looking after things. So if things get a bit rowdy in the chat, then they're the people that will take care of it, because I'm busy making my hands look pretty. So yes, I mean, you don't have to answer the questions as to you know, where you are and what you're doing and what you're watching and things. It's fun to do that, but if you don't want to, that's also fine. Snowman's here, Snowman HFC. Hello all. Are you going to keep this build when finished, says Strauss? Absolutely, yeah. I don't know where yet. It will sit on a shelf somewhere, no doubt. But it's a usable thing, not exactly a tool. It's a toy, and I should expect I shall get many minutes of enjoyment out of it. I wouldn't say hours, because it's not that good. But they've gone to watch Fester's build. The commentary is almost pornographic. It's hilarious. Well, he's building balls, isn't he? He's building ball tanks. So yes. Colin will be having fun with that. He certainly had fun with that when he picked it up from eModels. So yes, I can imagine some of what's going to happen in there. Right, so we are currently putting these bits in here. If you have only recently joined us, this is a wooden kit from U-Gears, and it is the Aviator. It's a flying, it's not actually flying, it's like a flight simulator type thing. Lewis says 25 as he's listening, but he's not on his phone. Yes, yeah, I admit, I don't know, on each of the, it says 26 now, each of the 26 viewers, there may be multiple people watching on each one, but there's got to be at least one. That's a bit loose in there, that's strange. And that one's obviously loose in there because it's fallen out. Have I got enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not putting them into all of them. That's why I'm doing it wrong. See, it's talking to you and not that. Eric says 3 days of Chris doing live streams. Either he's been really good, or Gemma has sent him to his room. It's not been 3 days, has it? Did it? Did I do Monday? I might have. Okay, I might have done. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I stream when I can, when I feel like it, when things are going on. The reason that it was loose in that is because it's not meant to go in there. That's a wider hole. So as is that one. Look, see. Some of these are wider holes, not for public consumption. So probably find. Let's have a look and see. It seems to be 2 gap, 2 gap, 2 gap. So something's gone hideously wrong here. That's probably a wider one as well, and that isn't. There we go. So we've got 2, a gap, 2, a gap, 2, a gap, 2, a gap. So that'll be that. Okay, cool. And then we get lots of spiky bits coming up from underneath. They've got to be a little bit longer because they've got to go through the tubes as well. Eric says, live stream on Team Inept, today's stream, and then tomorrow. Oh yeah, tomorrow. I was counting backwards. I wasn't counting tomorrow. But yes, tomorrow is indeed an evening with. Last night I did indeed stream on the Team Inept channel, as I have been doing occasionally. More at the moment due to the current lockdown situation. But yes, I play games over on the Team Inept channel. And over here I build models and just hang out and talk. So yes, if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to Team Inept. Paul isn't signed in as Team Inept at the moment. I think he's not liking and subscribing today. Paul's signed in as himself, as glued to the sprue at the moment. But I'm sure you can find the Team Inept channel. You know where it is. I also live there. And so if you're enjoying watching and listening to me waffle about nothing and models, then I do the same thing while I'm playing computer games. So by all means, come along and like and subscribe that. And yes, I shall be playing a bit more of that. I've been playing Half-Life Alyx, the VR game experience type thing. It's fun and strange and scary, all at the same time. I think I'm going to need just 2 of these to do that. Normally it's speed that's causing mayhem. Yeah, that's probably right. For some reason, can't watch VR gameplay do some weird motion sickness thing, says Eric. Yes, you mentioned that. You only popped in briefly yesterday. Yeah, VR is one of those strange experiences that there's quite a large percent of people that can't play it. And I would assume watching it is probably worse than trying to play it. It's sort of the opposite of motion sickness, at least when you're playing it, because the problem I have had on occasion with VR sickness is when obviously the screen is mounted to the front of your head, and the game is presented in such a way that when you turn your head, the view shifts to give the impression that you're actually in that space. So when you move forwards and backwards and sides, so it's 6 degrees of freedom they give it. So when you can turn your head, you can lift it, you can twist it, pan it, actually move forwards or backwards in any. It's like you're in the room that you're in. And that's fine. I don't have any trouble with that. I can be in a room like that all day, every day. The problem occurs when the game moves your head without you actually moving it. Which happens in different games at different times and different points. If you're in a car, if in the VR game you're sitting there driving a car, then the outside world is moving, but the car isn't. And that's fine. That's generally not a problem, because you've got that fixed point of reference of the car that you're driving around in, and it's okay. But if you're not in a car and walking forward by pushing on a joystick or whatever, then the world is moving around you, but you're not moving. Your physical body is sitting in place or standing in place or whatever, but everything's moving around you. And when you look around using the thumbstick, it moves the viewpoint without you actually moving your head. And that's the bit that did me. As Paul says, that time I was sick in a bucket. It wasn't actually a bucket. I did actually make it to the bathroom. But yeah, VR has actually made me physically ill. Right. I was going to say it doesn't go through the spikes. It doesn't go through the spikes. It goes inside and around that. So that's going to rotate. So what I'm going to do is add a bit of lubricant around the outside of this. Although it's not telling me to, but there you go. Skullfish says, I've noticed you started doing your trademark shaky hand thing in the VR game. You did it when you were stringing grenades about. Do I have a shaky hand? Is it? That's not a... Fox has got the jazz hands. Fox has got comedy jazz hands. I didn't think I had a trademark shaky hand thing. But when you're playing in VR, and indeed doing this sort of bench stream, I find I need to do something like that. If I'm just sitting here in my normal work environment or normally building stuff, I don't move very much. It's just, you know, I'll pick this up, I'll put it on there and do whatever needs to be done. But you feel that this is all you get. So all of my emotion, all of my facial animation and everything has to come out of here. I shouldn't put that on yet. I've got these bits to put on first. I forgot. So yes, it's a case of expression. You can't see my facial expressions, so I have to give you hand expressions, expansive gestures. That's the term that I'm looking for. Yes. I can't use facial expressions because you can't see my face. Obviously, they're still there. It's still happening. I'm still smiling and laughing and things. But you have to emote. Emoting with one hand, says Tom. Welcome, Tom. Yes, there's probably a proper term for it. Yeah. You need to be emoting in some way. And all you can see is the hands. in VR, again, you can't see the rest of my... Well, in that particular game, I haven't got the rest of my body. It's just the hands that you can see. So I feel myself using them more and more expressively, because that's the only thing that you can see. So I have to use them more. And it's the same doing this. If that's the only thing of me you can see, then I feel that I need to move them around more, because that's the only interaction you're getting from me. I need the outside bit of that. Yeah, so there's obviously, in both VR and here, there is obviously voice, but looks like that one's that top bit, yeah. And I need some circles off of that one. I'll find those in a minute. Yes, there's voice, and I can talk my way through what I'm doing and hopefully keep you at least mildly entertained. But YouTube is obviously a visual medium, so you're going to be looking for stuff to see. So I have to find some stuff for you to see, and if that stuff is my hands, then yes, they're going to move around a bit more. So it may be off-putting for you. I apologise if it's a problem for you, but that's pretty much what I need. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them. Okay, let's get 9 of these off. I'm assuming that this thing down here, where it says Add Plus, is sort of saying you've got some extra ones, because we think you're probably going to lose them, you idiot. They might not say that in the instructions, but I bet they do. So it was 2 off the... 3 of these, and all the ones above it. Okay. My phone sounds look like it has a leak. There's a dripping sound coming from it. I did check my messages and nothing, says Lynn. I don't quite understand that. You're saying that your phone is making dripping noises, but you don't know what it is. I don't know. There's lots of different messagey things around now. I got that. I haven't got that one. That was that. That was that. I need the other bit from there. Yeah, there's lots of different messaging apps and things. Make sure you've not got a WhatsApp message or someone trying to FaceTime call you or something. But yeah. Would weather see your hands anyway? You look a little scary on the telly. Thank you very much, Eric. Yeah, I do obviously do the face to camera views when I'm not building stuff, but there's very little point in doing it while I'm building stuff. I did consider setting up the second camera so you can see my beautiful face when I'm talking about things and building stuff as well, but that would mean sorting out another camera for use and positioning things and, you know, making sure I'm presentable for the stream rather than just being able to do this with just hands. Right, oh, Lynn's back, yeah, I was talking to Lynn. No, not a problem, says Skullfish. Is that expensive gestures? They're not a problem. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't remember. They go on there, right, and that's probably some sort of... Yeah, it says to lubricate. Another bit that I haven't got as well. I didn't see that listed on there. Where's that? Oh, it's all of those. Look, look, all of them around there I need as well. Let's find them. Yep, it's those bits. 2, 4, 5, 9 of them as well. Yep. Okay, this is obviously a big main bearing sort of place thing. I shall obviously get this bit together and then see what's next as to how long I continue for or whatever. Strauss says the other live stream I showed just started your knitting or sewing one, I think it was, wasn't it? So I'll be watching 2 again, says Strauss. Thank you very much for sticking with us. The joy of this view is no need to put on any clothes, says Tom. Is that me or you? I don't know that I want to know. We're getting along fine without thinking about what he's not wearing, says Skullfish. Yeah, I'm dressed. I might have shorts on, but they're still trousers. I'm dressed. I did. I'm even wearing an official Gross Model T-shirt. Look, I say look, but I can't. Yeah, look. They are Gross Models. It says on it. See, doing a live stream, so I've got to get the branding out there. Gross Models T-shirts are available, just not at the moment. My merch store is, as you can imagine, closed. It's a non-essential service. Who'd have thought it? But you know, my merchandises are considered non-essential, not a key worker. It's terrible, isn't it? I'd have thought that, you know, if anything's more essential, then that's just wrong. But yeah, it'd be very creepy if talking about the viewer viewing that way. But hey, different strokes for different folks. Well, you mentioned it. It wasn't me. It was you. You said it. Skullfish just in his mankini. Is that Skullfish in his mankini or me? It's not me, because I've just shown you what I'm wearing. I just showed you a bit of my shirt. Look, see? Right. That's the roughness taken off of these. So let's see how it goes together. I've done that bit. No, I've got to put that on top of there. Right, that one goes over there. Lining up how... yeah, obviously the holes have got to go through the bits, so it's got to go that way around, but there's a big extra bit on one side. But the rest of that is the same, so it doesn't matter where that one comes out. Okay, so let's just get that on there. Then we can cut off the spiky bits, because I don't like having the spiky bits laying around, because they're potential stabbities. I personally have gone back to GTA a little bit. Xbox told me to play it a little bit, so I have indeed. I still had it sitting there, just haven't played it for a long time. I've done a little bit more of the online side of that. I bought some things and bought a nightclub and an arcade and another thing. And then found out to progress the next bit, I need to be a CEO of a thing. And it seems that to do that, I've got to buy an office. And I'm a bit short on cash now because I bought all the other things. Now I'm thinking about how people are viewing this in a creepy way. Well, you know, whenever you're viewing any live stream or any video, you can view it however you like. There's no dress code. I don't know or care how any of you are dressed while you're watching me, as long as you don't involve me in any of these strange fetishes and stuff. So feel free to watch in any state of dress that gives you pleasure. Just don't share the pictures, because, you know, there's places for things like that, and it's not here. Right, this is definitely held together quite well. Guy wearing the S&M hood with nippers in his hand popped into mind. I don't know that guy. Lynn's in her jammies. I've just robbed the casino on GTA Online with my 6-year-old nephew. Says Snowman. Yeah, I need another money. I don't remember how much money more I need. I think I need another 200,000 or something to buy this cheapest office. So I shall be going away and doing bad things this afternoon to make some money. Not like that. Just on the internet game. Right, that's in there. That seems to be okay. Paul is also maintaining the branding, wearing his ratty old knackered old Team Inept t-shirt. I don't know how it got so ratty and knackered. I you know, look after your things. But then again, when Paul does use his painting mat for his palette, so it's not really a shock that his clothes also act as paint magnets. Right, just making sure that these posts aren't sticking out the bottom anymore, because they were where I've been squishing it all down. So they go on there, and then I've got to cut off the top bits again. So let's do that. It's been washed a hell of a lot. Yeah, that's because you use it as a paint thing instead of, you know, using a paint thing. Right, let's dump that over there. I'm trying to not get my fingers in the way to please you lot, but it's not going to work, is it? If the stream ends suddenly, and when you come back all of this is red, it's not because I've had a paint delivery from Dad. Now I could use some form of cutter or nippers for this as well, but I don't want to knacker up my decent gear on wood. Better to wreck a t-shirt I can get Scott to make a new one of than an expensive one. Yeah, but you haven't, have you? You haven't got a new one. You've just got the knackered one. So I'll get these off, then a little bit of filing to tidy up the edges, and then we'll see what I've got to do with the next bit. I say filing, it's sanding, isn't it? But could always cut away from the fleshy parts. So yeah, we talked about that earlier, and I can't. It just doesn't work for me. I can't. I can't cut away from me with that sort of knife. It doesn't work. But I've never accidentally cut myself with a knife of that type, so I'm fairly confident in my ability. I know it's an unusual feeling for, you know, any of me to be confident about anything, but I'm all right. I survived it then, didn't I? Look. There we go. So we've got an interior piece that is free to rotate. Cool, I like that. So far so good. We're then building on that. We're putting these square ones on there. And then I can be lubricating those as well. So let's just get all of these popped on. Not those yet. Move those over there. I'm going to need more spiky things for that as well. Me, especially for tiny stuff. I get it. Drawn blood more this year with curved, pointed tweezers. Yeah. Lynn was up early, but then went back to bed. Okay, some of these are going on very tight, so I don't think there's a orientation. The hole in the middle seems to be square. So I might have to do a little bit more sanding just to free things up a little bit. Or possibly I could try with the lubrication. Get that on there. And that's the last one. So let's try the ones that are not going down fully. Let's try lubricating a little bit around where it needs to go. See if that helps. I'm just waiting for something to snap and a few choice words flown. Oh, how's that for noise? Lovely. I'm sure that's not affecting anybody at all watching that. There we go. It worked. And nothing broke and no swearing. Right. That was that. I think I better lubricate across the points of these. Something's going to roll across there, isn't it? Do you have enough lube, or are you using your personal stash? Well, this is the lube provided, the wax, which seems to be sufficient so far. I do still have some from the previous the box that I made, the safety box thing. So I think I'm probably okay. Thank you for asking. Right, we're then putting that posts through here, and then they're going to go through there as well. So let's lubricate your points. That sounds like Dad's knees. Something happened. I have a new subscriber. Raul. Welcome. If you're watching. If you're not watching, then welcome anyway. But you never know. You might watch this at some point. If you're watching, say hello. Pop into the chat just to join me. Join the people that are watching. Other than that, yeah, welcome and hello. Welcome to the channel. In other news, my channel subscriber numbers are ever increasing, which is absolutely lovely and still, frankly, unbelievable. So hello to all of my subscribers that are watching that haven't been watching before. I'm approaching 3,000 subscribers. I know it sounds like it should be a lot more, and you know it's getting there, but I have done a competition for 3,000 subscribers, but it's too late to enter now. You had to have already been there, and you weren't, unless you were. If you were, then you're in with a chance. I have on my Facebook page posted the basically the competition was to guess at which time and date I will actually achieve 3,000 subscribers. I opened it up when I got to 2,700 and closed it last week when I reached 2,900. So I didn't close. The competition is obviously still running, but I closed entrance to it because so you can't just slip in and say it's going to be tomorrow. That's not quite down over that one. Yes, so if you did enter, then I've collated all of the valid entries into a list. And as we're closing in on the time when it will happen, then keep an eye. You might win. You never know. Could happen. Someone's got to win. If you do win, and it happens while we're still in lockdown, I won't be getting your prize out to you yet, because obviously I haven't got it. I need to have your prize made, and the shops that making it is shut. But once the lockdown's finished, we'll sort it all out. So if you do win, I'll do a winning video thing, so you'll be able to catch it and see. If you are a winner, let me know, and we'll arrange getting the prize to you once this madness has finished. If he doesn't stab himself with a knife, maybe he'll do it with the toothpicks. That is a fear. That's why I'm breaking off the points of the toothpicks now. There we go. That's all of those down. Let's. I'm not going to worry about sanding them down absolutely flush, because stuff's going to be across the top of that. So as long as it's not sticking up higher than that, I'm happy with those. There we go. That was that. So next page. Not the next page. Have I missed bits? Where have I missed bits? 41, 42s. Oh, right. There's... Oh, they have to go there, I think. Was it? No, it was next to there as well. It's over the top of those. I messed up. I've missed an whole step out. Look. There's those big round ones. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. The big round ones have to go over the little ones. So they go over there. So I've got to remove this. Whether I get away with... Yeah, hopefully the pins, the tooth mark pins, will come out on there. Or most of them have. Those that haven't, I can probably arrange things over there. So yeah, there we go. So yes, that's been a roller. That's what we're doing there. Your blood would give you a different colour, says Strauss. Yes, I'm a normal person. I have red blood. It's not anything terribly different. Let's get all of these around on over there. Got some missing. No, there it is. Okay, so that's got all of those where they should be. So it looks much the same, but they're just a bit bigger. And then we have that to go back on there. That's the tricky bit. Getting that on with these staying in the same sort of place. Okay. Start on one side, I think. That's the best way of doing it. The trouble is getting things to line up now because I've not got the sharp bits of the sticks to work with anymore because some fool broke them all off too soon. Get all of those around. That seems to be it. Let's get. Then I can work my way around there and make sure that's square. And then push all of the pins to make sure they're in there properly as well. There we go, sorted, normal. Oh yeah, 2 steps forward, 1 back. That's how most of my builds go. Yeah, well said, Tom. It's not like we're paying attention to what we're doing or stuff. It's just the way it goes, isn't it? Yeah, so there we go. That's how it should be. Nobody noticed. It's fine. So we got that on there. So that's that. Right, there we go. Let's see. Now we've got a big chunk to go before everything gets together. Look, there's elastic band page things. So I am going to call it a day there. We've built quite a lot today. Obviously that we've got now the interior piece. It's got the weird knobbly thing on the end of it, and that rotates. We have a couple of other pieces. Another one that's got, again, interior gearing there on that, and that's got these wheel things. That's sort of the right size to fit on there. So I'm thinking that's probably some sort of gimbal for that to hold that together, and that will still rotate without that rotating. And that's probably, I don't know, is that the right size to fit through there? That fits through there, so I'm thinking there's probably another ring that goes on the bottom of that fits onto there, and anyway, we'll figure it out as time goes by. So yes, there we go. We're laughing with you, Chris, not at you, says Eric. I understand, it's fine. Things like that are worthy to be laughed at, that's fine. But that will do for this week. I'll put this aside again. Yeah, it feels like I'm making some progress. That was quite a big first step, and that it's going to be more than a month. I'm thinking maybe a couple of months now, because some of this is quite. It's got a big thing to build, but this is quite difficult. All I've done is remove and clean 5 parts of B-29 landing gear. So I've done more than Tom. So, and I've been talking about things as well. So, right. So that's what I've done this week. That's what I did last week, and this week, and this week. So yes, there are more to come. I won't do any more until Wednesday, because this has become my Wednesday thing. So Wooden Wednesdays is now a thing. I shall put away the spare bits and the instructions and the wax and stuff, and I shall say to you, thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more, this will become part of the playlist, so you can go back and watch last week's and then this week's again, and then continuing onwards, you can watch every other episode as it comes along. If you'd like to help support me, say there's still a super chat. Nobody's used it today, but it's there if you want to use it. It's still time. Or there is, I say, having a look at my Patreon page. If you want to see other stuff, things that happen, check out the Facebook group, the Gross group. I'll put a link in there for the chat for that as well. And everything sort of ties up through. You can find links to all of my social media empire on the website, which is where the email address comes from. There it is, look down there. Chris@grossmodels.uk. If you go to grossmodels.uk, then you can find, you know, occasional posts and things and more information and links to everything. So that's all there. As I say, a massive thank you to my patrons who help, you know, buy things like this and keep everything ticking over, keep the website up and running and things. So thank you very much to all of my lovely patrons. The link to join the patrons is again in the description, in the chat, and in everywhere. If you want to come along and join my happy little family, then that would be lovely. I know it's obviously tough in these times, and nobody's got any money anyway, so I'm not expecting anybody to come along and join. But if you do, that would be lovely as well. And with that, I shall see you anon. It's Wednesday today, so tomorrow night is an evening with the gang, where me and hopefully a few other people will come along and chat for another 90 minutes, just to keep you all entertained and surrounded and everything. Other than that, that was Thursday, so yeah, I'll probably do another game stream later in the week. I'll probably do another Lego or Nano live stream at the end of the week as well, probably Friday or possibly Saturday during the day. But keep an eye on the channel, like and subscribe and all that, and you'll be notified when that happens. Probably not in the middle of the day. Sorry, Eric. You might get a notification at midnight or something at 3 AM, but sorry about that. But yeah. Other than that, oh look, that's you super chat just at the end, £1.99. Thank you, Dave. That's lovely. I'll buy another Rustler's burger. Yes. So thank you all for coming and joining me, keeping me company as well as me keeping you company, because we're all in this together. Although we're not together, we're all distant, separated, and things, but we're together in our hearts. Oh, how do you do that? It's like that, isn't it? That's the heart thing, isn't it? Oh, so there's Dad's super chat. Lovely. Thank you very much, Dad. So yes, I shall see you tomorrow night. Stay safe, wash your hands, and I shall see you on the internet throughout the week as things go by. So thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.